Welcome, my awesome friends, to day 34. This is where we take a look at the business domain and task 3. Mahatma Gandhi says adaptability is not imitation. It means power of resistance and assimilation. So, in today's episode, we're talking about adaptability to the business environment changes. Task 3 in the business domain says evaluate and address external business environment changes. Two things. You got to evaluate and you got to address. And addressing means agility because you got to pivot. This chapter in PMP Exam Immersion, which you can find on Amazon, deals with recognizing and adapting to changes in external business environments. It includes strategies for assessing the impact of these changes on project scope and objectives and adjusting the project plan accordingly. Agile methodologies excel in adapting to external changes. They provide a framework for quickly responding to external influences, ensuring that the project remains aligned with current business realities and market conditions. Let's jump into a few quick questions to ensure we are on the right mental path. So over here on the right-hand side of the screen, we have challenge your knowledge. True or false? Agile projects are rigid and cannot adapt to external business environment changes. Well, of course, that's false. Agile projects are inherently designed to be flexible and adaptive, making them well suited to respond to external business environment changes. Their iterative nature and short feedback loops allow for rapid adjustments to scope, priorities, and strategy. Number 2, true or false? Regularly assessing external influences is unnecessary in Agile project management. Well, of course, that again is false. Regularly assessing external influences, market shifts, competitor actions, technological advancements is crucial in Agile project management. This continuous environmental scanning helps identify potential threats and opportunities, enabling proactive action. Number 3, Agile methodologies are well suited to adapt projects in response to changes in the external business environment. Is that true or false? Well, the answer to this is of course true. Agile excels at adapting projects to external business environment changes. Their iterative development, frequent reviews, and emphasis on responding to change allow teams to pivot quickly and ensure the product remains relevant and competitive. And remember, the product owner should be involved in backlog refinement. And as a result of the backlog refinement, which is done, juxtaposing it with the external business environment, if the product owner is doing their job well, they should be keeping abreast with what's going on in industry. Number 4, true or false? External business environment changes should be ignored to maintain project scope. Well, the answer to this is, of course, false. There is a measure of adherence that we should follow in predictive environments, but ignoring external business environment changes is a risky strategy that can lead to project failure. While maintaining scope is important, adapting to significant external shifts ensures the project delivers a relevant and valuable outcome, even if the original scope needs adjustment. Here's your final one, my friends. True or false? Agile provides a framework for responding quickly to changes in market conditions. And you already know the answer is true. Agile provides a robust framework for responding quickly to changes in market conditions through practices like short sprints, continuous feedback, and adaptive planning. Teams can rapidly incorporate new market insights and adjust their product development to stay competitive. So, my friends, you know where we are today. We're going into day 34, and this is the business environment changes for impact on scope. Let's take a read. During project execution, a major competitor launches a similar product with a disruptive feature that was not part of the project's original scope or market analysis. This external change threatens to significantly diminish the competitive advantage and market share of the project's intended deliverable. What is the project manager's most effective action to evaluate and address the impact of this external business environment change on the project scope and value? Is it A, continue with the current project scope as planned, assuming the market will adjust to the new competitive landscape over time? Is it B, immediately initiate a formal change request to incorporate the competitor's disruptive feature into the project scope, prioritizing its development to maintain competitiveness? Is it C, convene an urgent strategic session with the project sponsor, key business stakeholders, and core team to analyze the competitor's features, reassess the project's strategic objectives and business case, and determine if a scope adjustment, pivot, or alternative strategy is warranted? Or is it D, conduct extensive market research to understand the full impact of the competitor's product, delaying any project decisions until a comprehensive report is available? I'll give you some time to think about this. All right, you can hit the pause button if you need more time. But let's zero in on this. So a competitor launches a similar product and they are likely to kill the market. In other words, dominate the market, corner the market, right? The market share that you were thinking you were going to get, you're likely to not get that market share because of this disruptive technology or feature. Should you continue with the current project as planned, assuming the market will adjust? No, that's foolish. Why would you do that? You can do something about this condition. So don't choose A. What about B? Immediately initiate a formal change request. Incorporate the competitor's disruptive feature into the project scope, prioritizing its development to maintain competitiveness. So parrot what the competition is doing. Not only is that legally concerning, that may not be your best answer. What you need to do is always analyze the variables surrounding this situation. Let's go to C. Convene an urgent strategic session with the project sponsor. That's kind of like look before you leap. You see, when you are in situations like this, you got to look before you leap. B says immediately initiate a change request. C says have a strategic session with the key business stakeholders, analyze the feature, reassess the project's strategic objectives and business case, and determine first if a scope adjustment, pivot, or alternative strategy is warranted. Sometimes it could be let us delay what we were thinking of doing, or let us roll out something totally different. It depends. So C allows you to stand back and think. It's not a bad option. What about D? Conduct extensive market research. Now that word extensive means it's likely to take some time, and you're killing time that you could use to gain an advantage still. But it says to understand the full impact of the competitor's product, delaying any project decisions until a comprehensive report is available. While that is not an outrightly bad thing to do, it's not the best thing to do, right? Because as a result of you analyzing, part of your analysis could be to eventually do some extensive market research. You don't know at this point. So the best answer, my friends, is C. When a disruptive external change threatens a project's competitive advantage, the project manager must convene an urgent strategic session, and this allows for a rapid collective reassessment of the project's strategic objectives and business case. Because this is really more like a business decision, you see. Enabling informed decisions on whether to adjust scope, pivot the project, or develop an alternative strategy to maintain value. So options A, B, and D are either too passive, too premature, or too slow for a disruptive market event. Again, my friends, I want to center you on the reasoning behind what we do here. What we do here in these sessions is we try our best to put ourselves into the fast lane of prep. And part of the fast lane of your PMP prep is to get into the heart of a question for a task under a domain. So we're in the business environment, we're in task 3, and we are going into the logic. Don't miss the value from these sessions. The value from these sessions is really to understand each task microscopically, and then to scale that up as you study more, to think for that day, because we're going day by day. And you can get more at pmp.pmradio.org or study.pmradio.org, which is the podcast. pmp.pmradio.org is all the videos, like 50, I want to say up to 100 hours probably right now. But if you are at a loss for how to prepare for the exam, it's day by day, my friends, a task at a time. And today's task is evaluate and address external business environment changes. You can find the video that goes along with this on pmp.pmradio.org for day 33 or thereabouts, depending on how I arrange them. I can't remember. But I really want you to focus on 1 minute, 15 seconds. I got to understand this topic. The topics are not going to be outside of these 35 topics in the PMP exam content outline that we're looking at. So if you're able to day by day, piece by piece, take account for each task, you are likely to up your chances of success immensely, because you're getting into the mindset that the PM needs to have, a problem solver. So in this one, we got to evaluate the external business environment changes. Same thing in that question. Oh, there's changes in the market. There's a new competitor. There's a new threat. What are our barriers to entry if we're in a new market? What are our hindrances to success? Taking a look at the marketplace, technology could be changing, or a competitor could come out of nowhere, or a regulation could come out of nowhere. You see? So we got to survey changes to the external environment, regulations, technology, geopolitical, market, crazy tariffs, power plays in terms of trade, all that kind of stuff, right? Assess and prioritize the impact on the project scope and the backlog changes. Like, there are products that I buy regularly. They have all gone up by at least 10%, if not more, because of tariffs from other countries. And that has to be factored into your project. It has to be factored into the price of your product if it's a newly released product. So then you recommend options for backlog changes. But don't forget, you have to assess, then you recommend, and then you continually review. So this needs to be an agile thing that you do. Always looking externally, always looking in the business environment and saying, how does this affect us? How does this affect our product? How does this affect our project? All right. So, my friends, that concludes our day 34. Day 34 was all about the external business environment changes. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you can get a lot of help on this channel because we have scores of videos that go over knowledge areas, process groups, the technical parts of project management. All you need to do is search, go to Google, type in the topic you're looking for, put in the name Praizion, and you're likely to find a video that addresses whatever it is, earn value, quality, risk. There's hundreds and thousands of minutes available on this channel, okay? Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.